I'm sexy, I'm cute, I'm popular to boot. I'm bitchin', great hair, the boys all love to stare. I'm wanted, I'm hot, I'm everything you're not. I'm pretty, I'm cool, I dominate this school. Chants like these from shows such as the Bring It On series have aided in forming bad stereotypes of cheerleaders and make us look horrible and exemplify how we are most definitely not a sport. Everybody deals with some kind of stereotype, whether it be race, religion, etc. For me, the last 10 years I have been an all-star cheerleader and have had to deal with people telling me that I'm just a dumb blonde cheerleader who's only cheering to become popular. Contrary to popular belief, cheerleading is a sport and it does not get the proper recognition that it deserves. Today in my speech, I will be talking about how cheerleading is not about being popular, how it fulfills the definition of a sport, and why cheerleaders are athletes. According to the blog on debate.org, one popular reason people believe cheerleading is not a sport is because they think people only participate to be popular. Cheerleading is not about being popular. That may be true in your high school, but as an all-star cheerleader, you basically have to hand over your social life for a spot on the team. There's no time to be popular. I've had to skip many school dances, proms, hangouts, and other various events due to my long, intense practices and competitions. Practices are 3 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and Friday through Sunday, we are traveling for competitions. When joining an all-star team, you're entering the cheer world, and your life will soon revolve solely around cheer. Therefore, joining a cheerleading team for the sake of becoming popular is a completely invalid argument due to the fact that you lose your entire social life because of cheer. You should not let society's stereotypes trick you into believing that cheerleading is not a sport because you are mistaken. Did you know that there are cheerleading teams which are constructed with the sole purpose of competing? These teams are called all-star cheerleading, and the activity these girls and boys do is a sport. Although I am here to argue that cheerleading is a sport, let's first get it straight that there are two totally different types of cheer: all-star and competitive, and sideline cheerleading. I only believe that all-star and competitive cheerleading is a sport and sideline cheerleading is not. According to the freedictionary.com, a sport is an activity involving physical exertion and skill that is governed by a set of rules or customs and often undertaken competitively. Sideline cheerleading does not fulfill these requirements. It is based upon cheering for other sports teams and encouraging them to do their best while trying to pump up and entertain the crowd. They serve as more of a moral support group than a sports team. All-star cheerleading, on the other hand, fulfills the requirements of this definition and therefore should receive the recognition as a sport. Their intention and only purpose is to compete. Stunting, tumbling, and jumping are the three main categories in an all-star routine, and each segment requires a great deal of physical exertion. An immense amount of skill is needed to execute tumbling and stunting skills without hurting yourself. And contrary to your belief, cheerleading does have guidelines which have to be followed, and they are quite strict. Even though a team wins post-judging, the judges do not pick a winner based on personal opinion. Routines are compared to a strict score sheet and rewarded points accordingly. All that being said, a cheerleader is an athlete. The freedictionary.com describes an athlete as the person possessing the natural or acquired traits such as strength, agility, and endurance that are necessary for physical exercise or sports, especially those performed in competitive contexts. Strength is needed to throw your teammates in the air and keep them there without hitting the ground. Each routine is only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Therefore, you must have the agility to maneuver around the mat in a nimble manner in order to make it to all your spots in time while executing very difficult skills. Imagine flipping and throwing yourself and dancing and jumping non-stop for 2 minutes and 30 seconds while still maintaining a good stage presence. Endurance is mandatory to make it through the routines. Your body must be in condition to do these routines full out while still looking good. If cheerleaders completely fulfill the requirements of an athlete, why does cheerleading still not receive the recognition of a sport? Cheerleading is not like any other sport. You You have one shot to show your competition why you're the best. You get out on the mat, but once that routine begins, you must fight through whatever obstacles may come your way until the music comes to an end. Tumbling and fall on your face, or tear an ACL, or being dropped to the floor, or punched in the face. Regardless of what happens, you have to push through it. You cannot let your teammates down. They count on you. So you push and you fight until the end. According to the Huffington Post, a new report has revealed that 66% of catastrophic sports-related injuries among women in the U.S. are due to cheerleading. The distinction is made, however, between competitive cheerleading and sideline cheerleading. People will argue that because cheerleaders look good while performing and they wear makeup and nice uniforms, that the activity that they dedicate all their time to is not a sport. What does appearance have to do with the argument of if cheerleading is a sport or not? Honestly, I find it exceedingly impressive that even with their hair and makeup being done and looking so beautiful that they can go out and perform such intense routines while still looking flawless. People don't understand how hard cheerleading is because we make it look so easy. In conclusion, all-star cheerleading is a sport, so why do so many Americans still believe that it's not? Some people may argue that they are just crowd pleasers, but cheerleaders today compete and work just as hard as any other athlete. These athletes are not in it for the popularity, but rather because they are true athletes who enjoy the competitive sport. The old stereotype of the mean girl cheerleaders who stand on the sidelines and jump around to entertain the crowd should be forgotten, and the new cheerleading that is taking over today should be what people think of when they hear the term cheerleading. So if we consider activities like archery and badminton a sport, then there should be no question that all-star cheerleading is a sport too.